Welcome to the Kouture lesson plan on techniques. Here we'll explore various methods for manipulating materials, including how to apply STEAM principles, explain the value of each technique, and how they can elevate your design. Kouture challenges you to think beyond the ordinary, pushing the boundaries of your imagination as you discover innovative ways to manipulate materials. By mastering a range of techniques, you can transform recycled materials in ways you never thought possible. Each technique enhances the durability, appearance, and uniqueness of your creation, making your design not only stand out, but also showcases a range of skills that will impress the judges. There are so many different techniques to explore, and finding the one that works best with your material is an exciting part of the creative process. Remember, mastering these techniques equips you with valuable lifelong skills that will serve you even beyond the Kouture competition. To get started, consider the materials you're working with and the effect you want to achieve. Ask yourself, what technique best suits this material? Could it be molded? Can it be sewn, preserved, welded, or even glued? Experiment with different techniques to see how they interact with your chosen material and refine your approach based on your findings. Let's dive into some examples, focusing on the 5 elements as discussed in Lesson Plan 5. We'll explore a range of techniques for each element, demonstrating how you can creatively and effectively manipulate them for your Kouture designs. Let's begin with plastic, using bottle lids as an example. These thermoplastic lids can be melted and reshaped repeatedly. You can create attachment points by melting holes into each lid and then threading them together with fabric using a soldering iron. This technique is great for making flexible chains for your design. Additionally, heating plastic can help mold it into various shapes. For example, using a heat press to flatten and fuse the lids creates a mosaic-like surface that's perfect for decorative elements like a headpiece. Let's look at other examples through STEAM components on how to manipulate plastic. In science, melting plastic allows you to reshape and manipulate it into new forms. Technology could involve using tools like laser cutting and vacuum forming to create precise shapes and textures. Engineering would focus on techniques like molding and burning to alter the plastic's form and functionality. Art brings in methods like collage and printing to add creative designs and patterns, while maths could involve calculating the surface area to ensure the materials are used efficiently and effectively. Textiles also offer a range of creative techniques for manipulation. An example here is cutting the scrap fabrics into strips and weaving them together to create new textures and patterns. This technique allows you to combine different fabrics and textures, transforming them into a cohesive material for your design. Weaving can also be combined with techniques like flattening or pleating the fabric using an iron, which could introduce various textures and shapes. Additionally, dyeing the fabric before weaving might bring in vibrant colors and distinctive effects. Textiles are so versatile and perfect for experimenting with different techniques, making them essential in your Kouture journey. Let's explore how STEAM components apply when working with textiles. In science, you might use techniques like dyeing and dévorer to alter the fabric's color and texture. Technology could involve utilizing laser cutting to achieve precise fabric shapes and patterns. Engineering may focus on 3D printing for custom textile elements and embellishments. In art, techniques such as sewing, pleating, and embroidery could be used. Lastly, maths could involve calculating the surface areas to use the fabric efficiently. Now let's explore nature materials, using banana fibers as an example. Banana fibers can be preserved through drying. Once dried, these fibers become sturdy and can be manipulated to create a textured organic surface. You might combine these fibers using techniques like sewing, layering, or gluing to assemble them into a cohesive creation. Nature materials are highly versatile. Try experimenting with a range of different materials like leaves, fruits, and even live plants. Let's explore how STEAM components apply to working with nature materials. In science, you might use techniques like color dyeing, plant preserving, and drawing to alter and maintain nature materials. Technology could involve using laser cutting and scanning to precisely shape and analyze these elements. Engineering might focus on manipulating nature materials to function as their own levers and linkages, creating strong and stable constructions. In art, you could utilize sewing, weaving, and layering. And lastly, maths involves calculating and balancing for effective arrangement of materials. Metal is a versatile element that can add unique features to your junk couture design. Take aluminium pull tabs for instance. By carefully bending the tabs and making a small snip, you can create access points to link them together, forming chains or connections. To ensure the safety of wearing a metallic design, it's crucial to smooth out any sharp edges with sandpaper. With the right tools, metal can be easily shaped through bending or molding, allowing you to craft everything from structural components to decorative details. Let's explore how STEAM components apply to working with metal. In science, you might use techniques like crushing, quenching, and anodizing to change the properties and appearance of metal. Technology could involve using laser cutting and sanding to precisely shape and smooth metal surfaces. Engineering might focus on applying linkages. In art, techniques like drawing and bending can be used. And lastly, maths involves calculating scale, area, and volume to ensure accurate proportions for the design. Paper is an excellent element for adding creative dimensions to your junk couture design. For example, you can take old newspapers and magazines and transform them into three-dimensional geometric structures. Start by cutting the paper into precise shapes, then fold and assemble them into complex forms using origami techniques. These geometric designs can be attached to your garment through sewing or gluing, adding layers of volume and texture. There are so many ways to manipulate and work with paper, from folding and layering to cutting and sculpting. Get experimenting and find out what way works best for you. Let's explore how STEAM components apply to working with paper. In science, you might use techniques like burning to create textures and patterns. Technology could involve using laser cutting and 3D printing for precise or innovative designs. Engineering might focus on applying origami or different folding techniques to create new structures and objects. In art, you could enhance paper creations by drawing, painting, and sewing. Lastly, maths involves calculating angles and scale to ensure your design is accurate and proportionate. Additionally, the Junk Couture STEAM worksheet is a resource to help you explore different ways to work with your chosen material while applying one or all of the STEAM principles: science, technology, engineering, art, and maths. Also, don't forget to explore the STEAM Techniques Inspiration Guide. This invaluable resource highlights a range of techniques for manipulating materials across 7 elements: nature, paper, electronics, objects, plastics, metals, and textiles. It also provides design ideas and examples of how these techniques can align with sustainable development goals. That concludes the lesson. Now it's your turn. Use these resources to their fullest, and remember that trial and error is a key part of the creative process. You are now ready to bring your junk couture design to life.